Michael, it is great to see you again here at Nordic Fintech Week. Let's start the conversation, but just before we do, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Michael Gackstatter. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Use Today. We're launching today, so the irony is not lost on me. And we are an AI co-pilot for financial advisors with the goal of helping make them 30% more productive. That's what we do.
All right, amazing. I will get into that in just a minute, but I want to make a pause because you were a volunteer here at Nordic Fintech Week 2 years ago.
Yes.
Were you a volunteer last year as well? No, this was just 2 years ago.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're here with a new company, launching here in the Nordic market, but this is not your first company.
No, actually, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely. So, AI for the insurance industry is nothing that you stumble into. It's actually something where you think about the use case and regulatory requirements for a long time. So what we did in the previous startup, Clark, where I was a founding team member and led product, it's an insurance brokerage on your mobile phone. So that helps you understand what insurances you have, you need, and when you need help, you can contact an advisor. Mm-hmm. And by building this platform, I realized you always end up putting the advisor back into the digital journey in the beginning, in the middle, or the end, because customers need somebody to trust. Mm-hmm. And this has sparked the idea of today, where we basically empower those advisors with AI to do a better job and to make it better for the customer and for the business, which means we're helping with coaching insights and with saving them 30 minutes a day on post-processing so that they basically can have more face time to talk to clients and actually be available to them. So
that was the first, the startup you were a part of the founding team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically this is where I got the idea, because when I looked at conversations that the advisors were having, I realized there's a power law. Like the first 10% of advisors are 5 times as loved by customers and 5 times more profitable than everybody else. And we had struggled to find out, like, how can we help every advisor be as good as those 10%? And that's why I got the idea for today to say, okay, wait a moment, why don't we learn from the conversations? Why don't we use AI to say, hey, if this is a typical top Denmark or Tryg advisory, like, is this a 10 out of 10 or is this a 5 out of 10? Like, which parts of the conversation worked, which ones didn't? What am I as an advisor doing that's working? What am I not doing that should be done? And that's basically the spark of the idea. So we do coaching, and we also do highlights extraction to basically help advisors who are coaching other advisors do that 5 to 10 times more effective, because they know exactly which situations to focus on. So if I have an hour of coaching time, with today I can basically go through 50 calls, versus before I was just listening to one single call and maybe I didn't have any coaching insights from that one and the hour was gone. So basically we help advisors be more effective with AI coaching, but we also help the existing coaches and revenue leaders get a big leverage on their time.
All right, but then this is applied to insurance because that's where you have an experience, right?
Absolutely.
But this could potentially be expanded to anywhere where there's a sales conversation taking place to measure the effectiveness of the conversation itself.
Absolutely, but we're determined to be an vertical AI for the insurance, banking, and pension industry, because here there's custom vocabulary, there is custom regulation. We want to focus especially on this industry and not on any sales enablement, because we believe that we can make a difference. But that's only just stage 1 of our plan.
Okay, so that's a super interesting idea. Now, what insights have you been able to find so far about the types of conversations and the things that get things moving?
Yeah, so what we did, of course, is we started manual. We let great advisors, we learned from the best advisors who are writing books about great financial advice, that are coaching other advisors how they do it. So this is the people we started with, and say, hey, how can we shadow you? Can we understand how you currently do it? And from their data, we basically extracted the top 10 patterns that are typically going wrong and used AI to find them in all conversations. And a typical thing is like, when I say, hey, Chris, I made this proposal for pension. Like, is this something for you? Like, can we do this? And then they can't hold attention, but say, oh, should we do something else? And this is a typical moment that typically tips over the conversation, and that people have normally listened to 1 hour of call to find this specific moment, and we can basically spot it and give people coaching insights directly after. So that's a typical pattern that we observed.
Wow. As you say, it's such a simple idea, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
what an amazing use of AI. We constantly look for what are the use cases of AI. I think this is one that would go down on the books because it's so clever and it's just so on point.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, now you just mentioned that this is just the beginning.
Yes.
What else have you got in mind?
Yeah, so of course, like right now we call stage 1 Copilot. As I said, 30% more productivity, but stage 2 is called autopilot. So what are the processes that we can automate where we have sufficiently learned how things work? Let's say a small health insurance addendum or like a small part of the process that we can fully automate. Because right now, large language models are the talk of town. Everybody is looking into large language models. We are looking into agents and agent architecture, which means can we give a small AI system a task? It can plan those tasks and execute those steps, and then you get the result of the work. So the next step is going to be 20% of processes completely automated for you. So the AI is doing the work for you. So the Copilot is the first stage, and the autopilot is the second stage. No, stage 3 is basically the part that I find is incredibly exciting as well. But we need to have some technological improvements, and the customers need to be ready. So I expect this to be 2 or 3 years into the future. So we're giving our competitors a little sneak peek of what we are going to work up. But if we have made the advisors more productive, we have learned from some processes, like how hard it is to build a fully regulated, competent, virtual avatar advisor that you as a customer can talk to 24/7, that is competent on pension, insurance, and your banking products. And this is something that I'm personally very excited because it's not only about the demographic challenge. McKinsey estimates and Allianz estimate that in 2050, the EU will have 20% less workforce because people will be retired. So a lot of knowledge will be gone. And the virtual advisors are not only there to complement the team and the knowledge that is lost, it's also about thinking about embedded insurance. Like why would a co-op or why would a Tesla only distribute car insurance and not like other complex products? Because they don't have in-house experts. But with fully competent AI avatar advisors, they can tap into this another 700 billion market of embedded insurance. So this is the stage 3 we're going after. That's not only making insurance companies, banks and pension companies much more profitable. I think we're talking about the 10 to 20% P&L impact directly. But like long term, we're also going after embedded insurance. And this is our long-term vision that we give our competitors a sneak peek because we believe we can beat anybody. Yeah.
Well, this is why we come to events like this, to listen to cases like Michael's company.
Yes.
Amazing. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll hear from you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.